Welcome back viewers, welcome back to our channel Make Math Easy. So in the last class we already discussed how to represent the pair of linear equations in a graph sheet, and also we discussed what is the reason for representing of this in a graph sheet. This also we discussed, and in today's class we are going to see some important model in the graphing part, for which you have a scope of asking for a 3-mark question. So what is that model is shading the required region. So what I mean by shading the required region means, once if you try to plot the given lines to you, you will be getting some region occupied by both of the lines. So this important model we are going to cover now. Along with this we will see some type of equations where you don't have actually a 2 variables, you are still having only 1 variable, and how you have to plot that on the graph sheet. So let's get started now. Now if you see, for example, if I have y is equal to 5 and y plus 3 is equal to 0, if I have these two lines, okay. Now see here, y is equal to 5 and y plus 3 is equal to 0 they had given. Now see what they are asking, determine by drawing the graph whether the following pair of linear equation has infinite number of solutions or not. Now if we quickly recall what we learned about the different types of lines, there are basically 3 types of lines. One is the coincidental lines, and another is parallel lines, and the third one is the intersecting lines. Actually intersecting will come first, you can take in any order, that doesn't make any difference. So one is the intersecting, one is parallel, and one is the coincidental lines. So we already discussed that the coincidental lines and the intersecting, they are together called as an consistent system of equations, whereas this is called as an inconsistent system of equations, right? So this inconsistent system indicating that it is having no solution at all, and whereas the intersecting is their lines will be intersecting at a particular point, which is indicating that it is having a solution. And this coincidental lines means both the lines are occupying some particular portion, which indicates that it will be having infinite number of points as a solution. Now in this particular question, if you just observe, they are not giving the linear equation in a 2 variable, it is just a linear equation in 1 variable. But still, when it comes to, they are asking you to check for whether it is having infinite number of solutions or not. That means it is indicating you that you have to represent this on the graph sheet. So we know that in our coordinate geometry basics we learned one small thing, that any equation of the form y is equal to constant k, this will be parallel to the x-axis, and if any equation of the form x is equal to k, that is parallel to y-axis. These are the 2 things that we learned in our class 9 itself. Let us see why it is so in this way. For example, if I have any coordinate system like this 0 and 1, if I have a point here, let us say this is 0, 2, because it is on y-axis, so x value will be 0. If I have a 1 here and this point will become 1, 2, 2 here and this point will become 2, 2. Similarly minus 1 here, this point will be minus 1, 2. Minus 2 here means minus 2, 2 you are getting. So if you try to join these points here, you will be getting a line again which is passing through this point to here. So an equation is something which will satisfy for any given point on that particular line, and which is common or which is same for everything, that is called as an equation. If you just observe here, for all these lines you can observe the value of y is 2 here. So that means y it is only 2 because it is passing through the point 2. So that means y is equal to some constant 2 here is the line which is parallel to the x-axis. Similarly, for example, if I take any point 5 here, then if I draw a line like this, which means that y is equal to 5 is a line parallel to the x-axis. So depends on whether the sign is a positive or negative, the lines will be coming. For example, if I say y is equal to some minus 1 here, minus 1 will be on the downside of origin. That's why y is equal to minus 1 is also represents the equation of a line that is parallel to the x-axis but it will be on the downside of the origin. Why it is on the downside? Because the point is a negative value, simple as that. Now similarly, in the same case, if you just try to draw a line that is parallel to the y-axis, it will have all the x values are equal. That's why that is the equation of a line that is parallel to the y-axis. Okay. Now let us come back to this question. They had given y is equal to 5 and another is y is equal to minus 3. Okay. So try to represent this. If you just observe, this is x-axis and this is y-axis. As we already discussed, y is equal to constant is a line that is parallel to the x-axis. Somewhere here y is equal to 5 will be there, and y plus 3 is equal to 0. If I rewrite that, I will be getting y is equal to minus 3. So that y is equal to minus 3 will be somewhere down here, that is y is equal to minus 3. So if this is my origin, these two lines you can see here, they are actually parallel to each other where you don't have any common point, which is indicating that there is no solution. That means when the lines intersect, then only there is a scope of getting a solution. As the lines are not intersecting here, you can say that there is no solution for this pair of linear equations. And here this pair of equations can be called as an inconsistent, because for the reason that it is not giving you any solution. Just remember one thing, whenever the lines are intersecting or there is some sort of common point for any given lines, then only you can say that the lines are intersecting. Otherwise they are not intersecting. Right? Now, this is the basic thing. Similarly, they may ask you with the another something like x is equal to 7 and x is equal to 9. Even these two are also lines parallel to the y-axis. So you will be getting a vertical lines like this. Okay. Now let us see another important model here. See, 3x minus 2y is equal to 1 is the first one, and the second one is 2x minus 3y plus 6 is equal to 0. This is the another. Solve the following system of linear equations graphically. They used the word graphically, indicating that you have to go for drawing in the graph. Shade the region bounded by these lines and x-axis. Shade the region bounded by the lines and the x-axis. So first let us try to make an attempt to get the answer for this, and then we will think of how to represent that. Okay. So we learned in the last class that how to form the points for this. You can take in whatever way you want, x, y here. For example, if I take x as a 1, y also should be 1. Then only 3 minus 2 is equal to 1. For example, if I take x as a 0, y value will become minus 1 by 2. Okay. This is the next coming to this one, x and y. If I take y as a 0, x value is minus 3, and if I take x as a 0, y value is 2 here. So here why I didn't substitute y with 0, because simple reason, if I substitute y with 0, I will get the value of x as a 1 by 3, and it will be little difficult for us to represent that 1 by 3 on the number line. For that sake only I didn't take that number. Okay. Now let us see how to plot this one. If you try to remember one small thing, whenever you are trying to plot on a graph sheet, don't try always in the middle. You just have to, based on the values that you are having, according to that you have to make the graph sheet. So maybe sometimes if you are having only the positive values in the values, if you are getting, means it is enough for you to be in the first quadrant. Why you have to extend your graph sheet to the other quadrants? It is of no use. So you can see here one point is 1 comma 1, second is 0 comma minus 1 by 2, and here is minus 3 comma 0 and 0 comma 2. These are the two set of points we are having. So now let us make an attempt to solve this one, how to represent it graphically. So first one, 1 comma 1 means it is somewhere here, 1 comma 1, 0 comma minus 1 by 2. X value 0 means the point will be on y axis, and it is x is 0 means point will be on y axis, and it's a minus. That means it is somewhere here 0 comma minus 1 by 2 is the required line. So if I make an attempt to join this, I will be getting a line. Okay, this is my required line. And in the examination, please try to represent the line like this: 3x minus 2y is equal to 1. Even why? Because whoever is checking your paper, they will understand that it is the first line, like that, for the better in clarity in the clarity while correcting the paper. Now come to the next one. Minus 3 comma 0 is somewhere here. Because here y value is 0, that means point is on x-axis, so it is on negative side of x-axis, so minus 3 comma 0, and another point is 0 comma 2, which is a positive here, so it is on the y-axis. So again, if you try to join this, you will be getting like this. Okay, so these two are intersecting at this particular point. So the conclusion that you can come here is, conclusion that you can get from here is, you are having one solution for that. The lines are said to be intersecting, which means that they are consistent. That means they are trying to give you the solution for that. Okay. Now in this question, they are not asking you what is the solution. Instead, they are asking you what is the shaded region bounded by these two lines and the x-axis. Now please understand this one. These two lines we got, and this is the second line. You can represent the line equation here: 2x minus 3y plus 6 is equal to 0. Now you try to understand here. If they ask you, they are asking you here in the question with respect to the x-axis. So obviously the region bounded by these two lines means these blue lines together only. Now the question comes here is, do we have to shade only till this portion, or still you have to extend here? Now you just observe here, you should not stop here. Why? Because still the line is extended till this part. That means this entire region is common for both the lines and along the x-axis also. So that means this entire thing, whatever I am going to draw in the red color, is the required region for us for these two lines as well as the x-axis. So the point you have to understand is, you should be very clear in identifying what is actually the region that you are going to get for this. You just have to be think of whether the lines are intersecting or not. If they are intersecting, they are asking with respect to x-axis or y-axis is the another point. After getting that, you should be clear in identifying the portion correctly. Please learn this concept clearly. Why? Because you can just observe the points that I am having here is obviously forming a triangular region. So how I can extend this question is, I will ask you to find the area of triangle so formed. So in that case, you have to make use of the half into base into height formulation to find out the area of a triangle. But you should be, if you don't identify these points correctly, the corner points or the vertices of a triangle correctly, you cannot get the answer correctly. That is the important thing. Okay. So hope you got clarity in this. Let me try to take any question that based on area. Yes, see this question. Let us discuss one more question based on this. Here, as I told you, the question they can extend it still to find the area of a triangle, and then they will ask you to mark the vertices, and they may ask you also to write the vertices of a triangle as a solution. Now let us see this. X plus y is equal to 5. X minus y is equal to 5. And one more thing is, find the solution of these equations from the graph. Shade the triangular region formed by the lines and y-axis. Now they are talking about the y-axis. Here in this question they didn't ask about what is the area, but let us make an attempt to find the area also. Before going to find the area, let us try to ask the values of x and find the values of x and y. If I substitute x with 0, y is 5 and 0. Even here x and y, if I substitute y with 0, x value 5, or I can take 10 and 5. You can take any points, no problem for that case, 10 and 5. Now let us see how we are going to plot this region. So this is the curve. If you just observe here, all my points are 0, 5, 5 0 5 0 10 5. So that means I am trying to restrict myself in the first quadrant. So that means you no need to graph this much in between. Instead you can just only try to extend along the Q1 so that you will be able to get the portion little bit clearly. So I am extending like this. Okay. Now let us try to plot these values. First thing, 0 comma 5. X value 0 means it is on y axis. So somewhere here 0 comma 5 and another point is somewhere here 5 comma 0. Okay. So if I join this, I will be getting my required region here. For this line x plus y is equal to 5. Okay. Next is 5 comma 0, that means this is the point, and 10 comma 5 they are saying. That means 10 will be somewhere here and along with 5 units here. So that means here 10 comma 5 I am getting. Okay. So 10 comma 5 means this is my another. Okay. So you can just observe here 10 comma 5 I am getting, but if you try to understand one small thing here, we are not getting the triangular region, right? So that means you can change the points here so that it will result in the triangular region. For example, if I take x as a 0, I will get a value of y as a minus 5. That means instead of this point, let me take as a 0 comma minus 5. Then what will happen? Instead of giving this point, I will try to extend on the other side. So somewhere here, let us say I am having a point 0 comma minus 5. Now what will happen if I try to join this? Now you see, you are able to see the triangular region. But in the question what they mentioned is with respect to y-axis. Now that means this is the required two lines. This line is nothing but x minus y is equal to 5, x plus y is equal to 5. Now you have to draw with respect to the y-axis. So y-axis means this is the y-axis. So that means the closed triangular region is this portion for us. This is the closed triangle for us. So now if you just observe, if I ask you to find the area of this triangle, we know that area formulation of a triangle is equal to half into base into height. That means first you should find base and then you have to find the height. So if you just see for this triangle ABC, let us say this AB is called as a base of a triangle whose length is equal to 10 units. Because from 0 to 5, 5 units, 0 to minus 5, 5 units. So you will be getting base as a 10 units. And you can see this OC length is 5 units. So that means base is 10 units, height is the 5 units. So half into 10 into 5, which will give me 25 square units is the required area of the triangle. So the point you have to understand is whenever you are drawing, please first try to get the rough diagram. That will give you correct information that are we doing in a correct way or not. That is really important. Why? Because if you here you might have observed, when we just draw just like that, we are not getting actually the triangle. When you are not getting the triangle, you are getting a triangle, but not with the x-axis, with the y-axis. So that's why we changed the points and we got the correct triangle with respect to y-axis. So the important takeaway from this is mark the points correctly, draw the lines correctly, identify the shaded region with the given conditions satisfied, and make sure that before drawing the actual graph, try to get the rough diagram that will give you more clarity. Okay, hope you enjoy this video. From tomorrow's class we are going to discuss about in how many ways we can solve the given pair of linear equations. Till now we are solving the graphically, right? But later on we are going to develop few methods how to solve this linear equations of two variables normally, mathematically, without going for the graph part. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any queries, you can just post in the comment section. We will clarify in the next video. Thank you.